Get excited, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. The Colleton County Memorial Library presents Storytime with Miss Shiela.
Come on everybody, friends one and all, let's come together, let's break down those walls. We're gonna listen and we're gonna learn, having fun all the way. Somebody said, let's listen and learn together. Let's sing and learn forever. Let's listen and learn together. Let's sing and learn forever. Let's listen, learn together. Let's listen, learn forever. Let's read and learn. Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. We're excited. It's another Wednesday, Story Time with Miss Shiela. And have you ever wanted something so badly that you had to have it, but you couldn't find it? Well, in today's story, The Princess and the Pea, the king really wanted a princess really badly, but he couldn't find one. We're going to find out how he finally found the true princess. So please, get in your most comfortable seat. Make sure no one's talking around you. And let's go inside this book. Princess and the Pea, retold by John Cech, illustrated by Bernard Oberdy. A long time ago, there lived a prince who was looking for someone very special to marry. But that someone had to be a real princess. The prince met lots of young ladies who wanted to marry him. Some of them were very pretty. Some were very rich and some were very smart. But none of them was a real princess. And so he kept looking and hoping and yearning. The prince wore out his shoes dancing with all the eligible young ladies. He wore himself out going to parties with them, and he talked with them until he was so tired that he couldn't talk anymore. But still, he couldn't find a real princess. Perhaps, said the king, there are no more real princesses. Or maybe, said the queen, all of the real princesses have already found their prince. Besides, son, you know you are very, very picky. And so it went, more parties and dances and conversations for another year, until one night, in the middle of a ferocious thunderstorm, there was a knock at the door of the castle. The king was up late. The thunder had awoken him, you see, and so he went to the door. Outside stood a young woman. She was soaking wet. Please, give me shelter, she implored. The worried king asked how she came to be alone in the night. My family and I were traveling through the forest. It was so dark and stormy that we lost each other. I walked until I saw the light in the castle. By now, the queen too had awakened. She took the young woman with her to a guest room to give her dry clothing and to settle her in for the night. Who is your family? The queen asked. I am a king's daughter, though you wouldn't know it to look at me, the young woman said. Indeed, her clothes were torn and muddy, and her face was weary from traveling. Thought the queen. We'll see if she's a real princess. Real princesses are very, very sensitive. And so the queen called the maids and the footmen and ordered them to bring 20 mattresses and 20 feather comforters to the bedroom. Just stack them up high, she told them. We want our guests to be comfortable after her ordeal. While a warm bath was being prepared, the servants piled up mattresses and feather comforters until they nearly reached the ceiling. Then they set a ladder next to the bed so their guests could climb up. After the servants left, the queen took one small green pea that she had gotten from the kitchen and tucked it as far under the bottom mattress as her arm could reach. When the young visitor was ready for bed, the queen helped her climb the ladder to the top of the stack of mattresses and comforters, blew out the candle, and wished her a good night and pleasant dreams. In the morning, when the young woman awoke and joined the royal family for breakfast, the queen asked her how she had slept. "Oh, I barely slept a wink last night," she replied. "I must have strained my back in the forest because it felt like I was sleeping on a stone and not on the stack of mattresses and feather comforters that you prepared for me." The queen knew at once that this must be a real princess. She wanted to tell her son about her test, but she could not get his attention. He was gazing lovingly into the eyes of the princess, and she into his, and they were both smiling. After breakfast, the king showed the princess around the castle, while his men searched the forest for her family to bring them safely to the shelter of the palace. When the queen was finally alone with the prince, she said to him, "I think she's the one, son." Then she told him about placing the pea under the stack of their guest mattresses. Only a real princess could have felt a pea in that bed, she said. "Thank you, mother," said the prince, "but I didn't need a pea to tell me she is a real princess. I could see it in the gentleness of her eyes, hear it in the softness of her voice, and feel it in the kindness of her heart." And so, the prince and the princess were married. Now, you might be asking, whatever happened to the pea? Well, some say the pea was put in a museum. Others say the pea was cooked in the prince and princess's wedding soup. But still others say the queen kept it to remind herself of her son's wisdom in recognizing a real princess. And that is the end of The Princess and the Pea. Who is she?
This is the Princess and the Pea.
Okay, well, I guess we'll sing that song next.
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's go. There was a true princess who was caught in the storm. She was dripping with water outside of the norm. This lovely princess found a castle that day. She knocked on the door and she heard a voice say, "Small, small pea made her toss, you know. She was a true princess from head to toe. A small, small pea made her toss, you know. She was a true princess from head to toe." Who's that knocking this time of night? "I'm a true princess," she said with delight. The queen was surprised when she opened the door and said to the girl, "I've never seen you before." A small, small pea made her toss, you know. She was a true princess from head to toe. A small, small pea made her toss, you know. She was a true princess from head to toe. "My palace is not far from here," she confessed. So the queen decided to create a test. pea in the bottom of a mattress high, and we'll know if she's real once sleep goes awry. Small, small pea made her toss, you know. She was a true princess from head to toe. A small, small pea made her toss, you know. She was a true princess from head to toe. Well, the princess woke up black and blue. She couldn't sleep that night, so now the queen knew. The prince and the princess married that day. Now the queen, she wants them in her house to stay. A small, small pea made her toss, you know. She was a true princess from head to toe. A small, small pea made her toss, you know. She was a true princess from head to toe. We're at the library again. Thank you so much. Spending this great time. Now children, it's time to go. Thanks for watching Miss Shiela's reading show. Hope you listened and you learned, and remember all the things you heard. We hope children next week that you will return. If you enjoyed watching us, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.